and fans fighting players. Football violence has shot up since the end of lockdown. Is it the effect of a growing drugs problem, or just a post-COVID blip, something rotten in the beautiful game?
We're expecting an attendance of around 6,000 to 7,000 this evening, and that's basically what we've resourced for.
We're at a police briefing ahead of tonight's match. Crewe Alexandra at home to Stockport County in League 2, categorised as high risk. The police believe that an increase in cocaine use is partly behind the recent rise in reported disorder.
We have, for the first time, we're using a drugs dog as well.
Since November, officers have had new powers to ban people from football matches if they're caught with Class A drugs.
What we've suspected as well, that Class A drugs and the use has been increasing in recent times, gives us another string in our bow. These banning orders are a really strong tool in our armoury to make sure that those individuals don't come anywhere near a football game.
Last season, there was an 8-year high in football disorder in England and Wales, with just over 2,000 football-related arrests. That's a 59% increase on the last full season, with fans in stadium before the COVID pandemic. Thrown missiles was up 86%, hate crime incidents up 99%, and pitch invasions rose by 127%. But is that all down to drugs? Do they cause more violence?
So we don't see a causal link yet. What we need is more research.
Jeff Pearson has studied fan behaviour for decades and thinks this is about the effect of lockdowns on supporters.
Well, fans couldn't get to matches, they couldn't get to pubs, they couldn't meet their friends. Once they got the opportunity to get back out, they were always going to hit the party a little bit harder, they were going to start earlier.
That post-COVID blip may fall, and Pearson says the focus should now be on a new wave of young, antisocial supporters.
Normally, during the course of a season, you have a steady drip of teenage fans who've been going to matches with their parents, who start to go without their parents, and they're usually taken under the wings of the wider football community. During the pandemic, we didn't have that, so what we had instead was suddenly 18 months worth of teenage fans who'd been wanting to go on their own, suddenly all going. The police don't necessarily know who they are, so it causes certainly short to medium-term problem.
And that's the case for police spotters as the fans begin to arrive. They're officers who work to identify known troublemakers.
A group of Stockport youth that have just been ejected from a pub called the Cheshire Inn.
We follow Dave Howard as he tries to keep an eye on the supporters.
After the pandemic, they're a couple of years older.
And you can't remember what they look like?
No, and they change.
So you're only now just getting on top of figuring out who everyone is?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And is it drugs mainly, or is it just antisocial?
It's antisocial, it's drugs, it's alcohol, it's a whole mixture. It's, is it part of society?
As fans make their way into the ground, just before kick-off, police arrest a man with Class A drugs on suspicion of intent to supply. During the match, fans are monitored from the control room. Word reaches them that some seats have been ripped up in the away end. When Crewe score, rival supporters surge towards each other, and so the police increase their presence. Safety and staffing has been an issue for clubs. Many lost their regular stewards to other jobs during the pandemic, and it's only now slowly getting back to normal.
Obviously, we've had to increase our stewarding, increase our police in here. It is just like, since COVID, they're all let loose.
Is it getting any better?
It is getting better. Obviously, there's a lot of them here today. We have a few that we've had to put club bans on as such, so we are trying to educate them.
After the game, opposing fans try to meet outside, but the police manage to slowly disperse them. Education seems key. Clubs are trying to work with schools to ensure young fans are taught how to behave. Banning orders serve a purpose for some. Education is needed for the majority.
We've got 4 seats completely taken out with the metalwork.
Back at the ground, I speak to safety officer Cliff Simpson.
The police actually arrested one of the youngsters and put him in the holding cell. His father came and he said, I can't do anything with him. The teachers can't do anything with him.
You think it's something about wider society, not just football?
Yeah, that's what it appears to be. It appears to be something wider than just football.
These seats can be replaced, but they're a symbol of something deeper. This isn't the hooliganism of the 1980s, but there are no easy solutions to dealing with either violent fans or a new generation of antisocial troublemakers. The pandemic still casts a long shadow over football. How long it will last, no one here really knows.